Clippers are coming off a recent loss. Obviously, that OT buzzer beater at the hands of Luka Doncic, absolutely incredible. That tied the series against the Mavs at 2 apiece. Clippers fans and Stephen A. are both hoping to see more from Paul George. Meanwhile, Coach Doc Rivers has said that he was worried about his team's emotionally weak mindset during Game 4. Stephen A., which Clipper is under more pressure in Game 5 tonight? Would you say Paul George or Kawhi?
Well, I would say Paul George. I would say Paul George because of how anemic he has been in the last 3 games. 14, 11, and 9 points over the last 3 games, while Doncic, a 21-year-old, is putting on an absolute show. Kawhi's averaging over 30. Paul George is averaging 15 on 29% shooting, 22% from three-point range. He's been virtually non-existent offensively. A matter of fact, he's damn near been offensive. And that's what he has to get together. And also, he's got to step up on both ends of the floor because it's not just Kawhi that's accountable defensively. It's Paul George, too. One or the other should have been on Luka Doncic. It should not have been Reggie Jackson. You're the 2 stars of the team. It shouldn't have been no Reggie Jackson. The only excuse not to have one of those 2 players on Luka Doncic is if Patrick Beverley was in the game. And, oh, by the way, Patrick Beverley is relatively undersized, so I wouldn't have even wanted him on Luka Doncic in that situation. Paul George or Kawhi Leonard. So it comes down to Paul George right now. That's how I feel, Max.
There is a lot of pressure on Paul George because he has historically been a underachiever in the playoffs compared to the regular season. But Stephen A., the way it works when history is written, it's the alpha of the team that gets the credit and the blame, the lion's share. Could you imagine if the Clippers get knocked out in the first round? Like, as I said, Giannis, LeBron, KD, there are some guys who there's just a feeling watching them. That's a transcendent talent. Because Kawhi, as you point out, had to work to get himself there, people are quicker to dismiss him. He gets bumped in the first round by the Mavs. The talk about him being the best player in the NBA is going to be over for like maybe everyone but me and maybe even me. Unless the Mavs go on to win the whole thing, right? Then it'll make it look a little better. Kawhi Leonard cannot be joining a 48-win team. And then Paul George is there. And then even if his second banana doesn't play, he falls to that team, particularly when Porzingis is missing time, right? Because then the people will see it very much as Kawhi versus Luka. I'm saying there's a lot of pressure on Paul George, but in a bigger sense, because Kawhi is the man, that's where the pressure lies.
Let me tell you real quick where you're wrong. You're wrong because even if they lose tonight, there's still a Game 6. If they were on the brink of elimination because of all Kawhi demanded in order to land in L.A., your point is profound. But for this particular game, it's Paul George. With the series and the season on the line, it would be Kawhi.
You want to be down 3-2, and then Porzingis comes back?
You still got a chance. You still got a chance. Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.